We begin our Sunrise Smart Start with some breaking news. Overnight, a home caught fire in Charlotte.
Rochester firefighters responded to this burning house on Wilder Terrace just before midnight. There they found the flames and smoke coming out of a two-car garage. It took them about 22 minutes to put the flames out. The garage can no longer be used. Two cars also have a lot of damage. No injuries reported, and the cause remains under investigation.
Well, we are learning more about this shooter who killed a teen student as well as a teacher at a Christian school in Madison, Wisconsin, Monday morning. Police say that a 15-year-old female student carried out that attack, then apparently died by suicide. CBS News has additionally learned at the time she was carrying a 9mm pistol.
Happening today locally, it is the sentencing coming down for the man involved in this fight this year that ended in the death of a Genesee County Sheriff's Sergeant.
Michael Elmore faces up to 20 years in prison for this crime. Aron Spitzer joining us in studio now with the details from the case. Aron.
Yeah, guys, nearly a month ago, 33-year-old Michael Elmore pleaded guilty to aggravated manslaughter in connection to the death of Sergeant Thomas Sanfratello. His partner, Lindsay Wilcox, also pleaded guilty to assault, causing physical injury to a police officer. Back in March, the couple caused a disturbance inside Batavia Downs Casino. They were escorted out by Sanfratello. While trying to get them out the door, deputies say Elmore and Wilcox resisted and assaulted Sanfratello, who eventually became unresponsive and died at the scene. Wilcox's plea was conditioned on a split sentence of no more than 6 months in jail plus 5 years of probation. She will be sentenced in January. As for Elmore, he faces between 10 and 20 years in prison. His sentencing begins at 9:30. Guys.
We'll be following that. Aron, thank you. Also in court where we're watching today, a preliminary hearing scheduled for the man charged with 2 counts of manslaughter in connection to the deadly crash on 490 this fall near Culver Road. State troopers say 25-year-old Christopher Long Jr. was driving that morning eastbound on the expressway when the car ran off the road and hit a barrier, causing the vehicle to flip over and roll uphill. It ultimately came to a stop next to the Armory parking lot against a fence. There were 3 young women in the car with him. 2 were killed. Long is due in court at 2 o'clock. Sunrise traffic updates here at 6:52. Your current conditions here. The view from our Greater Rock Sky I-490 over downtown is moving along, but some heavy volume there. 590 north and southbound looking okay. 104 over the Bay Bridge. No slowdowns either.
Well, several meetings regarding money and housing planned for today as this calendar year starts to wind down. Budget talks on the agenda for both the Rochester City School Board and the Monroe County Legislature. The Board of Education scheduled to meet at 6, starting its work on the budget for the coming year. The notice there says there will be no opportunity for public comment tonight. Meanwhile, the County Ledge holding a special meeting at 4:30 to hear a series of money-related issues, including annual budgets for towns and spending plans for contracts and various programs that does range from substance abuse to the Lilac Festival funding. The meeting will be streamed live. And finally, members of City Council in Rochester expected to vote on this controversial good cause eviction ordinance after they had delayed a vote on the issue last month.
Hearing the story of a Rochester mother of 7 who's outraged and heartbroken after thieves stole her car and all the holiday gifts inside with just a week to go until Christmas Eve. This happened overnight Friday on Bloomfield Place. Cynthia Robinson says she took a nap before planning to help her daughter, who has health issues, unload the car. Robinson says when she finally woke up, the daughter's car and all the presents were gone. Police responded around 1 in the morning after Robinson's call, saying this Hyundai with several $100s worth of presents inside was stolen. Police did find the car later in the afternoon behind an abandoned home on Durnan Street. No suspects are in custody. Primetime 585 is collecting donations already, with plenty of people and businesses supporting the family to make sure there are gifts under the tree next week for those 7 kids.
Well, a large shipment of free baby formula is on its way to Rochester as part of a price gouging settlement. It goes back to the time when baby formula had a shortage 2 years ago. The state launched an investigation into several companies who were accused of taking advantage of families during this crisis by raising their prices and in some cases even doubling them. One customer, for example, bought a case of formula for $190 only to be charged $245 for the exact same case several weeks later. Marine Park Distribution and its affiliate Formula Depot are among those named as bad actors. And following the AG's investigation, those two suppliers agreed to provide $675,000 worth of baby formula for babies in need. FoodLink will be the first to receive a supply shipment.
Final check of the weather. Headed out this morning. James already hit our high this morning, and it'll slowly go down from here.
Yeah, pretty quiet. Kind of a classic gray Rochester day. There might be a few glimpses of some clear skies this morning, but otherwise the clouds went out. Numbers fall into the mid-30s tonight, but even that still really not that cold. 8-day forecast. You got to wait until later this week and into the weekend for that bitter cold air, and you see it there as the high temperatures fall down to the 20s, maybe even to the teens going into the weekend. And then here we are. We're wrapping up those long projects this week, right?
Yeah.
Finishing up the emails, taking those final exams before the long break coming up next week.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, and probably not a white Christmas, but it will be here. We'll be back in 30 minutes at 7:25.
Thanks for sharing your morning with us.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.